And a good evening to all you tremendous, clean viewers out there. So one thing before we begin. Do you remember in our last video where I went a little bit long? Thus, I wasn't able to provide you with story time like I had hoped. Do you remember when I said in the subsequent video, we'll kick it off?
Remember that? Remember that?
Relax. I've actually got two stories lined up for you. What we'll do is, as I tell you this story, I'll show you some pictures from the setup series that I'm doing, specifically to show how, even when everything is spot on to the 100th of a millimeter, right? Using your digital calipers, you've got a stock setting, everything is spot on, but it's ridiculous, right? So, I wonder why that is. Actually, I know the reasons. And that's what I'm going to show. I'm going to show how, at least in my experience, I'd say 80 to 90% of the time when I'll do a setup, something is causing the setup itself to be tweaked. And I promise you that's one thing you don't want your vehicle is to be tweaked, because that wreaks havoc. And by tweaked, I mean that the vehicle is offset from its counterpart. So it could be something as subtle as maybe your droop is longer on one side of the vehicle, or it could be something as drastic as maybe your TVP chassis is shifted. And this is because the joint post is bent due to the plastic shock tower that gave, causing the bulkhead to take an impact. Even though, there are folks out there that would like to get aluminum shock towers, but they're told by experts such as Jam Racing 1 and Olds 97 that they prefer the plastic shock towers because it gives them more flex. They don't know what that means, it's just what they've heard, and well, it sounds cool. But that's a whole other story. But anyways, on to the story. Recently I watched a YouTube video, and I'm not going to name any names, because the guy, he seems like a nice enough guy. He's not out there being aggressive with people, and, for all intents and purposes, it's pretty obvious that he got much, if not all, of what he's implementing from my videos. And he was, as I'm doing a break-in video, the content was sound, I believe, but he made a statement that just kind of made me scratch my head. And, this was one of those, he was no nonsense. And this, I'll tell you, this video has a lot of views. I mean, a lot of views. And he just basically says,
a definite wrong way and a definite right way to do these break-ins on these engines.
I mean, it was it, boy. He told you how it
was.
Here's the problem, though. The engine that he was breaking in was only his second engine to ever break in. As we are often apt to do, let's think through that. I'm failing to understand how it is that he knows both the definite wrong way and the definite right way. Well, I'm not even going to get into that. I'm sure you guys see my pernt. I'm just glad at least he was speaking truth, even though he probably hadn't experienced truth. That's my story, and I'm going to stick to that one. On with the show. This is it. This is it. This is it. I did note that you're going to get 2 stories, didn't I? I hope I did.
That's how we do it. Biatch. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is? Today, we get cracking.
So in this video, I'll give you that story, which is pretty whack, by the way, in addition to some even whacker updates. I was on a forum recently, and I noticed that I'm seeing a lot of people breaking in Nitro engines. That's the good news. Nitro's not dead at all. Unfortunately, I think that there are people overly concerned about damaging their Nitro engines, which is very, very understandable. But it's not needed. And let's take it a step further. At a point, it becomes a liability. This is what I'm seeing, where it's becoming an actual liability. People are possibly making their engines worse, in my opinion, due to the way they're breaking their engines. As an example, I saw a gentleman who said he had broken in his engine, and he goes, I'm on tank 10, 11, 12, something like that. And, I'm still going nice and rich and low temps and blah, blah, blah. But the piston keeps getting stuck at the top of the stroke. And I'm thinking, yeah, man, that's happened to me as well. In fact, it happened to me during a break-in. In fact, wasn't it that time that I took my sweet-ass time and I went like 10 tanks and breaking it in? Yeah, that was the time. On about my 10th tank, it started getting stuck, and then I remember all those carbon deposits and whatever the hell, I don't know the science behind it, but all that shit was built up inside of that engine because it had been run so rich for so long. I bet you there's a correlation there. But maybe I can compare it to something. And I think back to, let's see, the last engine I broke in was about last month, maybe 6 weeks ago, and that was my Ninja B05. And then before that was my Res WR5 Black Diamond. And both of those, no more than 6 tanks at the most. And those are, they're not cheap engines. And they're in straight
Smash.
That's right. Straight.
So let's try this. Let's take a look and see what the manuals for those engines I just referenced have to say. Alright, so we'll start with the Ninja engine, which is essentially an OS engine. And what they're saying here is to start the car, let it idle for a tank, then take it to the track, and then run it in, gradually leaning it out for half a gallon or so. Then we'll take a look now at the Reds engine, and they essentially say the same thing, let it idle, then take it to the track and
Run that shit.
I did the math here on liters to cc, and basically it's 5-6 tanks worth. So, just dropped chapter 3, my tuning guide. The password is funk. So what does this mean? Does it mean if you run your engine in for 10 plus tanks, you're going to have issues? Of course not. I do believe it means the chances are far greater that you will. And you can now say that you know of somebody who applied that method only once, and the only time he applied it had issues. And the dozens, and I do mean dozens, literally dozens of other times he didn't apply that break-in process.
0 issues.
So I encourage you to do whatever makes you most comfortable, but I also advise that if somebody starts telling you specific ways on how to break in an engine, just ask to see their shit run. And to that end, I noted my first live video will be a little drawing to decide which engine I'll next break in, and I decided I'm going to do this one in 5 tanks. Nor will I even take the engine's temperature during those 5 tanks. This is just how we do it. And so like me, I feel the initial tuning cycles are more important than the break-in. I totally get that I'm a minority, but what should I do? Lie? I just want to fit in with everybody and say what everybody else says. First, here's a little sneak preview as of October the 4th, Friday night. Until that, what I like to call that fun stage where all I'm doing now is picking out the pipes, setting up the clutch, finishing the setup, etc. And this week I will be publishing pipe and clutch selection. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is. A guy who's got a ready-to-run nitro engine that's been sitting for 2 years, taking it out, refreshing it, and getting it
Stupid cracking.
or at least I hope. In fact, in my very first podcast, that's going to be the topic of the day. Me rocking ready-to-run shit.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any concerns about this?
In fact, in front of you, you'll see a working list of some of the initial podcast shows that I'm going to do. As noted, first show will dedicate to, do you have any questions? This is for anybody to inquire about maybe some of the intricacies that I implemented. In addition, flatline bashers often will say, yeah, but, and this way we can get those yeah buts squared away. However, I'm jumping way ahead. Agnostic of the Hyper 7 are these engines right here that I've noted I have backlog. They're all new in box, ready to be broken in. And my goal is to have all of these engines broken in by the end of the year. My first live video, we'll do a little raffle drawing, some way to select an engine, and that's the one I'll break in on film. To that end, I have been wanting to do a video, kind of outlining all of my engines and maybe classify them into different domains. And I've been thinking the best way to do this, and I've got the perfect idea. Without jumping too far ahead, I have outlined the go-forward plan for my Hyper 7. One of the things that I'll regularly do with my vehicles is I'll have an engine shootout. In other words, with my Hyper 7, I like the OS 25XZ. However, that doesn't mean that the champion should not be challenged. So, what I'm going to do is line that up against probably 8 to 10 other engines, and we're going to find out what the best engine for that buggy is. So absolutely, in my next video, I'm going to unveil that go-forward plan, because it's pretty cool. It's in 3 different phases, and there's things in there such as I'm going to modify an engine, the head button specifically, show you the before and after, and of course the engine shootout, running footage of each engine with multiple pipes, clutch setups, and even on this Maxstar 2.8, we're going to run multiple pipes, the 9886, the 2058, the 2013, the 2090, the 2060, the 9853, etc. Essentially, it's a bunch of
Crap.
But know this, I have certainly not forgotten the intent of the entire series. Phase 1 is aptly titled
Cheap busting with an $85 engine.
Good Lord. Of course, as noted, that is just the first phase. We will proceed to
Get ignorant.
like we are apt to do. Oh, y'all want some of that deep embedded type shit, huh? I got you. Alright, do this. Go to the very bottom of the description in this video. You'll find the link to my tuning guide. There'll be a password you're asked to enter, and the password will be the next word that low voice guy says in this video. I should have this next chapter posted either tonight or definitely tomorrow, which is Sunday. Finally, for you guys who rock with this channel, remember what I said about being an engine horror. Just remember that. I actually did pretty good. I noted a mystery engine the other day, and you know what? I elected not to get it. So I'm going to tell you what it was. It was a Virtus. And the Virtus was on sale for like $200. So, shit. But I restrained myself. And there's a very specific why. I still ended up getting a Bonito. And when, the Bonito shit, it's basically the 21 version of Aroma. It brings the for show. Low voice guy likes it. Because he said funk. That was like the next word he said in the video. But anyways.
I'm out.
Hold up. Did this fool just rock 17 minutes of
Crap. Like a boss he did.
Nice.